All right, official welcome in everybody. Yeah, we're a couple minutes past 8, so we'll start now. Welcome, hello, my name is Erin. Welcome to my tutorial here on Twitch. For those who haven't been before, the idea behind tonight's tutorial is I'm going to teach you step by step how to paint the painting you see to the right of me. That way, yes, to the right. I'll teach you how to paint that step by step on my own canvas. So get your supplies ready. If you don't have them ready, I'll go over them with you right now. The supplies I use include 5 different paint colors. We have red, yellow, phthalo blue, black, and white. I use 3 different paint brushes. I have a large flat brush, there's a medium round brush, and a small round brush, and those are all flexible. If you have slightly different brushes, that's totally fine. Other supplies I suggest include a cup of paint water, any sort of palette for your paint. Mine is of course the volcano plate. One last time for this volcano plate, but a new one being made tomorrow. An apron is always a good idea. Shout out Terry, thank you very much for the apron. And those are all the very basic supplies. If you have more than that, that's totally fine. Silly girl, thank you for the follow and welcome in. Yeah, if you have anything else, any extras, that's fine. For example, for this painting, brown would be great. If you have beige or anything like that, feel free to use those colors, but otherwise I will teach you how to mix all of them. Sure, 3 brushes she uses. We all know there's really only one. It's true. I love the medium round brush for those who don't get the joke. Other places to find me, YouTube obviously. If you're looking to do this tutorial at a later date, maybe you end up doing half of the painting, or maybe you're just like watching along for now but you want to paint along later, you can visit my YouTube page, youtube.com/erinbunpaints. Other places to find me include Facebook. I'm sure a lot of you found me on Facebook today. It's where I post all my events, so it's very easy to kind of keep track of when I'm hosting my next tutorial there. Facebook.com/erinbunpaints, and then Instagram.com/erinbunpaints is where you can find all of the tutorial examples. So if you want just an easy way to see all of the pieces I've ever painted, that's a good place to go as well. Otherwise, Discord is available, Twitter is available. I have all of those social medias ready to go. You can pick and choose whichever ones you like. And if I didn't say it before, ask questions. That's the whole point of me doing this live. If you have questions, throw them in the chat. I can help you with just about anything as much as I possibly can throughout the event. I'll be trying my best to, of course, paint with you and answer questions, so I appreciate your patience as I go back and forth. And customize too. I mean, I should always say this, I try to, but please customize the painting. You don't need to stick to the exact design I have. If you want to add anything or change colors or, you know, change orientation, that's all up to you. So please go ahead and do that. That's what makes all of your paintings special, is when you customize them. So feel free to do that as well. I think those are all my announcements. I'll catch up on comments and then we'll do our quick toast and then we'll get to painting. Alright, so what we're going to start with is the top here. Oh, and you can see my mouse as well, so you'll see me kind of moving it around sometimes, and I can even zoom in if we need to. We're going to start with the very top here. The top is kind of like a very, very hot pink. I put a little bit of white in here just so it's not pure red. So I'm going to start with our large flat brush. Not my favorite brush, but close to it, the large flat brush. You can dip in your water to start, and we're going to mix lots of red with just a tiny bit of white to begin with. So that's going to bring us to that nice kind of hot pink color. It almost like borders on pink to red. It almost looks red, but it's actually just slightly mixed with white, and therefore it's more of a hot pink. If you want to do pure red, I'm sure that would look great too, if you want it really like fiery looking. So a little bit of white, lots and lots of red. Ooh, yes, I'll try my best, Charlene. I think I've been speaking at my usual volume, but I'll just move the mic as well. Sometimes, Charlene, when I'm talking this way, when I'm mixing my paint, it goes a little lower, but I'll try my best to keep talking at the microphone when I'm painting. So lots of red, little bit of white, and I'm just going to start going back and forth, left and right on the top of the canvas. I'm going to bring it down maybe about a quarter, question mark, like about there. Lots of paint too, especially when you're first starting out. I find a lot of people use like a minimal amount of paint. They're like scraping it like this and it's barely coming off. Try scooping up the paint. Try just grabbing a nice big blob and you'll see it really spreads a lot smoother. Yeah. So going along the top, and you can kind of wrap it around if you want on the edges. If you want to clean up your edges, you want to clean up the top, you can do all of that there. Cindy was so close to her points grade. I think she said like 900 away at the start of the stream. So she's very, very close. Cabe, thank you very much for the follow. I'm gonna try and turn those sounds off. I don't know if it will work, but we will see, just so it's not ding-a-linging every time. We'll still see them coming up, but if it's too annoying, I can remove it as well. This is a test. We're gonna see if those are too intrusive as we paint. Because it's still nice to acknowledge people as they come in. Thanks, Christy. 358. Oh, see, yeah, you're gonna hit it. You'll hit it before we even raid. It'll be great. All right, nice and smooth. So going left and right, back and forth, smoothing it all out. Do, 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 do. Cool. So many versions of all our names. I'm gonna move this right here so I can see it a little better. Yeah, this is the first tutorial of the year. If I didn't explain this painting, this is actually a painting I made months ago. Usually I make my tutorial paintings and then reteach them within maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, just because I don't plan ahead. That's simply the only reason. There's no other reason other than that. I'm just a procrastinator and I just paint them and then immediately stick them up as an event. But yeah, this one was one I created months ago. I just didn't really find a slot for it. It's a beachy painting. It was kind of created in the Halloween type era. I think it was created in October, so I didn't have any space for it. We had all those beautiful, like, spooky Halloween paintings, and then it was winter, and then it was holidays, so I brought it back today because, you know, we're kind of in the middle of winter. It's a new year. I'm sure we'd all love to, like, be going on vacation right now. Maybe some of you are lucky enough to live by a beach, then congrats, but I'm not. I live in Canada, where it's cold and snowy, but I love that. But yeah, it is nice to go on vacation. Can't do that now, so this is why I brought that painting today. Because I'm sure we could all use a little vacation right now, so that's the story behind that. Ambina's comfy. Ah, Painting Plant Lady, hello! How's it going? Have fun painting along. Thank you! I love that you use that little emote with the brush in his mouth. Not too many people use that guy, and he's one of my favorites. I love his face. Ah, James Hammer, Woot Canada. Woot Canada, yeah, I'm in Southern Ontario. Where are you from? If you want to share. If you don't, that's totally fine. I like knowing where everybody's from, though. It's fun to hear. Otherwise, you can stick with Canada and leave it at that. That's fine, too. But woo, Canada. Yeah, I honestly love the winter and snow, but yeah, I also love going on vacation in hot places, so. Okay. We're going to move on to the next color. We want to make sure we're moving on so we can blend into the previous color, and acrylic paint dries pretty fast, so we just want to make sure we're staying at a decent pace here. So I'm going to keep using the same brush. You don't need to wash it off if you don't want to. You can just use it as is. I'm going to mix together red with a little bit of yellow, and I'm going to mix a little bit of white in there as well. So red, yellow, little bit of white. That way we create kind of this orange peachy color. You can see it's not really a bright pumpkin-y orange, it's kind of more on the peachy side. So the white is going to help make it a little more peachy. The yellow is what makes it a little more kind of orange. So red, little bit of yellow, little bit of white. Let me know if I need to repeat. Yes, I love it too. Oh, I'm so glad. I feel like most people forget about that little guy. 'Tis good, my love. How are you? Alberta, thanks for asking. Yeah, okay. So you're 2 hours behind? Cool, cool. I think you guys are getting lots of snow there, am I right? Just testing out my color. I'm going to add more yellow to mine. Alright, so there's my kind of peachy orange color. I'm calling it a peachy orange. I'm going to bring that just above halfway. Not quite, but just above half. What I like to do is I like to apply the color first, and then I'll start to blend it. So I'm just putting it on left and right, back and forth, and then I'll teach you how to blend it up top. I'm putting my hand here just so the paint doesn't flick. If you see my hand coming in and out, it's because I don't want it to flick on my monitor. Just being honest. Barry, Bonnie, hey, that's my hometown! Have we painted together before, Bonnie? Maybe you knew I was from Barry. That's where I grew up, just outside of Barrie. Central NY for Kate. I didn't know that. Nice to know. Gomi TT, hello. First time joining. I live on an island in the Caribbean. I wish I got to experience snow this year. Aw. We all want what we can't have, I think, eh? I knew it. I knew there'd be someone at the beach. I'm all like, we can't go to the beach right now. I was like, wait, people probably live at the beach though, so we have at least one. Go me. Have you ever seen snow? Have you ever experienced snow? Pimage, welcome in. Hi, Erin. I had a long day living in South Florida. I love this painting. There we go. We've got a few from Florida, actually, so yeah, all of you might be close to a beach. Okay, so I've created this color, I've put it on, but we can kind of see a big block of this hot pink and then a big block of this peachy orange. We want to blend them so that it's more of a smooth transition. So in order to blend, we're just going to take our brush and we're going to go back and forth in between the two colors. And that's what's going to remove that harsh line. It's going to blend those two colors together. See how it removed that line? It just kind of smoothed it out. So just back and forth in between. I didn't wash my brush off. I used the same brush and it blends it all together. If you find something ever isn't blending, it's usually because one of the colors is too dry, because the idea is you're mixing the two wet colors on the canvas together. So if you need to, you could reapply a little bit of the hot pink and see if that helps, because that's the first color you applied, so it's most likely to be the one that dried up a little quick. But yeah, otherwise just brushing back and forth in between. Ko, thank you very much for the follow. I see those noises are still on. I'm going to try another thing here, see if that works. Otherwise it doesn't seem too distracting, so that's good. I'll paint it later. Sounds good. Hex go burr. But me go burr. Bonnie, you didn't know? Okay, yeah. I grew up just north of Barrie. Ash, welcome in. How's it going? Yep, Sleeps runs on the beach all the time. He's one of the ones that I thought of when I was like, someone lives by the beach. Uh-huh. Love the new layout. Thank you so much. The new toot layout. Yeah, you can see it's inspired by my other layouts, but we have all this extra over here, extra info for anyone who has questions. Yeah. There's even a photos command now for those who want to know where to post photos. Top Shelf Creations, welcome in. Oh, is that the new Pog emote? It is, PogChamp. I saw that today. Leighton, thank you very much for the follow and welcome in. Yeah, Twitch removed the PogChamp emote and they said they're going to create a new one every 24 hours, so that's the first one. It's okay. I think it's alright. Welcome in, Top Shelf. Gomi, yes, first time I experienced snow was in a conference in Toronto. Hey, that's close to where I am. Ran out of the room and went running into the floor like a weirdo. I'm just changing my music because I'm worried this is not copyright free. Yeah, ran out of the room, went running in the floor like a weirdo. I've seen it happen. I've actually seen people who have experienced snow for the first time and they kind of did that too. They're like, oh my god, and they ran outside and they were all excited, so I can totally understand your excitement. And I'm sure most people did too. That's fun. Adamom's from Iowa, very cool. I know we have a lot of Americans here too. Everyone from around the world. We have lots of different time zones, lots of countries here. Oh, yay, you're doing blending. Best part, right? Other than texture, blending's my second favorite thing to do. Adding texture and then blending. Whoa, new one every 24 hours for how long? I think for the next year at least. I think they said for a year at least. I don't know if they said forever, but I kind of remember them saying a year. Yup, I guess. I don't know. November's Saskatchewan. There you go. I think an hour behind. Alright everyone, I'm going to move on to our next color here. The next color is a nice kind of pale yellow. It looks a little bright on the screen, but it's a little more pale in real life. So you can choose how bright you want to make yours, but I'm going to make mine more of a pale yellow. So I'm using the same brush, and I'm just going to wash it off in my water. And I'm going to mix together yellow with just a little bit of white, so it's just going to make it a little bit more pale than usual. Lots of yellow, a little bit of white. And I'm going to bring that just below halfway. You can see the skyline goes maybe just below halfway. Again, that's totally up to you if you want to customize. But I'm going to keep it similar to what I have. So just below halfway, I would say. Saskatchewan, Manitoba. We're like going all the way across Canada. We need BC and then we've hit all of those provinces to the west of me. For the next year, stop it. I'm not kidding. I'm pretty sure they said for the next 365 days. Yep. It was either that or infinite, but I think it was for a year. And every 24 hours it switches. Okay, so I'm using yellow with that little bit of white, just moving left and right across the canvas as usual. Again, starting down here, especially for this step, I do the application first before blending, because if you blend, your brush is going to get some of that orange peach, and then it's going to kind of bring it down a little bit further than probably you want to. So I put on the clean color first, and then I start blending. Nothing wrong with it blending a little too much, though. It'll make your sky a little streakier. It's just, again, personal preference. Okay, so I've added all that buttery yellow, and now I'm stroking in between the two colors, trying to get my brush to grab some of that peach and kind of blur it out. So you might have to press a little harder. I'm using a lot of pressure because my peach is a little bit sticky. It's kind of in the middle of drying. So just using some pressure to really try and pick it up. And then your brush can move it around and blend it. So you can see it came down just a little bit, maybe went up a little bit. But that's what blending does. It'll kind of move the color a little bit high, a little bit low, but still you have a nice clean yellow area here. And I mean, you can even see in my original, there might be a streak or two, like you could add some peach streaks just by kind of brushing in the yellow a little bit. You see how that works? Just using the extra paint on your brush and stroking on top. Gives a little peachy streak in there. So that's up to you. You can keep it totally clean, you can keep it streaky. Personal preference. Gonna grab some peach and cover that. And again, if something isn't blending or you need to reblend, you'll just need to make sure you're adding more color. Wait, a different PogChamp for every day for the next 365 or newly added emote every day? Different PogChamp every day. So the old PogChamp will leave and a new PogChamp comes to life. Silly Girls Ontario, cool, that's me. Yeah, new replacement. Please enter a bun pog. I don't know. That's the one thing I didn't read about is how you enter these PogChamps. I don't know if they have them already designed and chosen, but I would. I'm gonna get overly attached to a specific pog and be upset. I know. So yeah, I think Doe's correct. Maybe it's like a battle for the best one. So if you find one you like, just use it all the time. Just spam it. I know we'll always have Komodo hype. Thank you so much. Thank you for understanding that that's actually the best. Komodo hype gang. Silly Girl, will I be able to see this vid tomorrow? Yes, it'll be available on Twitch right when I'm done here. It's actually available right now if you need to go backwards and view anything. Otherwise, it'll be available here on Twitch by tomorrow. And then exactly, Gray's giving you YouTube there. It'll be available on YouTube probably within the week. Come on, bot, you can do it. There it is. I'd recommend subscribing to YouTube because that's where all the tutorials eventually go. And that's where most of them live right now. So if you need to go back and see any past ones, they're all there. Minus a few because I'm still working on uploading a few of them. There's like a gap in last year where I didn't upload about 4 or 5 of them. I'm still in the process of uploading those. I'm working at it though. I'm chipping away. I've got Lavender Fields ready to go. That was months ago. If anyone remembers Lavender Fields with the hot air balloon, yeah, I just finished editing that one and that'll be up very soon. That's how far behind I am. But again, I've uploaded since then, so it's just like a small gap. But yeah, YouTube's the best place to go. Yeah, if any of you know about the PogChamp emote and how to upload, if they're taking applications for PogChamp emotes, let me know. Lavender Fields forever. Yeah, I want to know how they choose them. Why did they choose that first one? He pretty goofy though. Christy, thank you very much for the follow and welcome in. Alright, I'll give one more quick minute just in case anyone's still blending, just because we had a couple sections of blending, and then we'll move down into the water. Melly, thank you for the follow as well, and welcome in. I'm going to do the water first, and then I'll put the beach on top. You can kind of see in my original, this was an unplanned painting that I just kind of randomly did. JB, thank you very much for the follow, and welcome in as well. You can kind of see some water almost underneath the beach, kind of this blue poking in. So, I mean, don't worry about that. That's, if anything, that's something I would have liked to avoid. So when I teach you, I'm actually going to be telling you to keep the blue in a certain area so it's not interfering with your beach color. So our beach color is probably going to be a little bit more bright and consistent. If you like the blue showing underneath, you could do the whole water and then the beach on top, and I'm going to be instructing you to keep the water over to the right so it doesn't interfere with that beige. Do-do, do-do-do-do. Okay, so let's get to the water here. So our water is a nice kind of blue turquoisey color. Again, we're just by the ocean, chilling. Nice, beautiful, beautiful blue. So I'm going to keep using the large flat brush. Well, ain't that a beach? It sure is. Large flat brush, and I'm going to mix 3 colors together. Mainly, I'm going to mix blue with a little bit of white. And then the only other color I want to put in there is just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of yellow. The yellow is going to turn it a little more turquoisey rather than just blue. So that's why I'm putting the yellow in there. But mainly it's blue with some white. We want to start our color off a little bit darker. You can kind of see how it starts a little darker, and then we will lighten it up as we go down. I have lemon yellow paint, Erin. That should work fine, Christy, if you're using that. Do you just stream paintings on Twitch, or do you do games as well? Pretty much only painting and art. Sometimes I do things like bullet journaling on here, silly girl. I've done variety streams before. I've done cooking before. I have played games here and there, but that's nothing consistent. I'm almost always painting, I would say. The only other thing that I kind of defer to is if we're doing a special community event. So for example, when we reach certain milestones, I'll do like different games and different like challenges on stream. We're about to hit 2,000 followers very, very soon, so I'll be planning something for that. If you're interested, you can always keep track with the schedule that I put on Twitch. I put a schedule on Discord. I put a schedule on Facebook. I know, so we're like 20 away, so that'll be coming up soon. So if you're looking for something other than painting, I do things here and there, but it's mostly painting. Just being honest. I love my painting, so I'm not going to be deferring from that too much. Eee! Yeah. Okay, blue, white, little bit of yellow. So where I'm putting this, again, what I'm going to start with is I'm going to start with all the way across because we do have a little bit of ocean peeking in on the left on the very top. I'm using my large flat brush, as I said before, but just as a reminder, large flat, and I'm trying my best to create a nice straight across horizon line. So I'm just going nice and slow to begin with, just trying to go nice and straight. You can use the thin edge or the wide edge. I'm kind of using the thin edge personally, but that's more of a personal preference. You could, in theory, use the wide edge and kind of use the top edge like that. I know. No worries, Christy, that's fine. It's pretty nuts. Hey, you got gifted to Amanda Rach Lee. Oh, was that her emote before? I feel like I saw something similar that you threw earlier, Gray. Oh, those are cute. Yo, is she on right now? Making that line stress me out. I'm so sorry. Wait till I stress you out tomorrow. Oh my goodness. Alright, and then now what we're going to do is as we apply the blue, we're not going to come all the way across. We're going to slowly start swinging over to the right. If it helps you, you can make a very, very faint line just to kind of show yourself where you want to end the water. I just wouldn't make a harsh line because that might kind of show through just with the direction of your stroke. So just a little teeny little light line. And then you can continue stroking left and right so that way you get kind of this feathering. I want to keep this kind of light edge so that when we do the beach it can kind of flow into the water and it makes it look a little more natural, a little more soft on that edge. So to get this kind of feathered edge, I'm just stroking from right to left and kind of flicking. And then that way you can see it becomes nice and jagged and feathered. Left and right otherwise, but at the very edge on the left, I kind of flick over to the left. See, they're so cute, yeah. I think she had someone make them for her too, even though she's an amazing artist. I know she shouted at the person before. The little emotes that Gray is putting. See that little, oh, it's called Burrito. That's adorable. See the little girl cuddled in a blanket? She's cute. Head pat. I think that's like, they're there. Like if she were to like, or I were, if anyone were to mispronounce a word or like get tongue-tied, I'd be like, they're there. Yeah. Is that a head pat? Oh, there we go. Pat pat. That's how I would imagine using it. Alright, so I'm about halfway down. So now what I want to do is lighten this a little bit because we go from dark to light. So on my plate, I'm just going to grab a little extra white and mix it into the color I was just using, so that nice turquoise. And I'm just using a slightly lighter version now. So you can kind of blend it in as you go. You can see I'm stroking a little bit on top of the previous color. And then coming down, and then going all the way down with it, so I just lightened it the one time. Again, if you want to lighten it more, you can. If you want to make it kind of streaky in the ocean, you can kind of bring this up a little bit more and streak it on top like this. So then you get a little bit of different shades. Otherwise, I'm just concentrating on bringing this down for now. When Erin doesn't cut her fingers off tomorrow, exactly. Pat, pat, good job. It'll be a reward system. One night to go. I have money on 8.5 fingers remaining though. Yikes. Oh yeah, we should do an official bet before we start. We'll do some predictions, right? Mods will do a prediction before we start. Ah. Madeline, hello. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't speak, I believe, Spanish. You're from Puerto Rico, I think maybe is what you're saying. Welcome in. I think there's a thank you in there, but I don't speak Spanish. I'm so sorry. But welcome in. Thank you very much, Christy. All you need is thumbs. That's what I always say. Do you? Do you always say that? All you need is some thumbs. I'm writing this on a sticky note. What's that? Mohammed, thank you very much for the follow and welcome in. Oh, make prediction. Okay, yeah. I'm just imagining a hand of all thumbs. Not a fan. But it's just 2 thumbs up. That's all you need. She just said greetings from Puerto Rico and thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Miko. Yes, all right. Thank you very much. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Miko, for translating. Good evening, Grandma. How's it going? Ever since I saw Spy Kids sparkly eyes, I saw an image of those thumb things like the other day and I was so alarmed again. I hate those. What do they call them? I need one of those costumes. No, I was just thinking of Spy. I saw that image the other day. Oh my god. What a wild cast. I know. Not Spy Kids, but they made, that's Alexa Vega, right? In both of them? They made a new Shark Boy and Lava Girl with, like, the cast all grown up. Yikes. A Thumb Thumb costume? Can you get those? I'm sure you could make one. Spy Kids has a show. Was a show? No, it was a movie. The Thumbs. Okay. I honestly don't remember. I'm just giving an extra minute for anyone doing the water. We don't need it to be totally dry, but it will help to be just a little bit dry, so we'll just kind of leave that alone for a minute. Could spend a ton of money to buy one, I bet, from some collector, or make one. I think making one is the route to go. Was it Thumb Thumb? Yeah, I have no clue. I couldn't tell you. The Thumbs or Thumb Thumb, not sure. Which would also be expensive, I'm sure. Imagine somebody, like, advertising that they made quality Thumb from Spy Kids costumes. Their proudest accomplishment. Yeah, welcome in, Christy, again. My husband watched a movie where they were all grown up and their kids had to save them. That's the one. Oh. Oh, never mind. The kids had to save... So Spy Kids, the whole premise is that the parents are spies and the kids have to save them? I don't know. I never watched Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I just remember... I'm pretty sure it had the same girl in it, though, right? Alexa Vega, I think? It is Thumb Thumb, Mr. Correct. Woohoo! Not sure either, but I remember thinking it must hurt to walk on the thumbs. They are called Thumb Thumbs. Cateroo remembers. We all remember Spy Kids. Yeah, I never watched Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I just remember the commercials for that one. I remember thinking it was a budget Spy Kids. Was not impressed. That was Taylor Lautner too. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they just released a new one with them all grown up, which is kind of bizarre. A little different. All right, I'm just washing off the large flat brush, so if you're ready, you can do that too. See, like my edges of my blue are pretty dry. There might be some wetness just a little bit in, so I'll just be careful as I'm adding my beach. I know I did this at the same time when I was doing this original design, and we will be using white as well in between the beach and the blue, so if you get any funny mixing going on, you can always cover it with a little bit of white. So I'm just going to start mixing the nice beige color, nice light sandy color. So that's going to be a little bit of mixing, I'm not going to lie. It's going to be a little bit of work here to mix this color. If you have brown somehow ready to go, like maybe in a paint tube, you just have bought brown, you could mix a little bit of white into the brown and then maybe a little bit of yellow and you'll achieve that nice beige kind of sandy color. For me, I'm going to have to make brown first and then lighten it up with some white. So first step is to make brown, and that's going to be 3 different colors. So if anyone needs me to repeat this, let me know. The first 2 colors, I'm going to mix red and yellow. Let's just start with that. Just red and yellow. We're mixing like a nice bright orange. We're mixing the sand color, Charlene, so it's going to be a little bit of a process. So red and yellow first. Even amounts of red and yellow. That's key. It's going to be tempting to add more yellow, but try and stick with just even amounts. This movie, Shark Boy and Lava Girl, are all grown up and they don't have to say that. I think that's the new one. I think that's the new one then. That's like the Spy Kids plot. They just took Spy Kids. Okay, I understand now. Okay, so even amounts of red and yellow to start. A nice bright fiery orange. No worries, Christy. And on the volcano plate too, Erin's talented. Yup. It's a lot of mixing here. Like tomorrow's gonna be sad, but it's going to be a relief, honestly, when I can start on a flat surface again. It's gonna be weird almost to paint on. I'm so used to the slanted surface now. And if I didn't say it before, I'd recommend mixing lots of this because as we mix together like more colors into it and keep mixing, your brush is going to eat up some of the paint. Some of the paint might get lost a little bit through the mixing. Just kind of like spread out on your plate, I mean. So mix a little bit more than you think because it's always easier to have more left over rather than running out and need to remix the same color. That's going to be tough. So just go a little harder with this one. Use a lot more paint than you can spare with the other colors that we use and spare with the other steps. Red and yellow is all we've done so far. Now what we can do is add some black, just a little bit of black. Not sure if I have that yet. So little bits of black. This is what's going to turn it brown, like a nice chocolatey brown. It's going to look a little funny right when you add it, but just keep mixing it in. See how it looks. If it looks just pure black, that means you probably added a little too much black. Wear Tag, thanks for the follow and welcome in. So if you added too much black, just mix a little more red and yellow inside and that'll help lighten it up a little bit. The other common thing I see happen is sometimes it looks... Oh, and James, thanks for the official follow. I guess I saw Wear Tag first. I find the most common thing is for people to say, my brown looks kind of like pukey. It looks almost green. If you see that, you need to add a little more red and maybe a little bit more black in there. The red is mainly going to warm it up though. What you're seeing is kind of like a cool tone, like pukey brown. You want it a little more warmer. So try adding more red if you think your brown is looking kind of yellow or just pukey. So again, we're looking for a chocolate brown right now. That was red, yellow, a little bit of black. Oh, see you, Christy. Have a good night. So this is a chocolate brown. I'm just going to put it on to show you. I'm not going to add it yet. I'm just showing you what it looks like. Just your regular Hershey's chocolate brown. Yum. That's all. Okay. And then once you have that, then you can add a bunch of white to it. That's going to lighten it up into a very, very light brown or beige. And that's going to be your sand color. So I know it's a little bit of a process, but worth it to get all the shade that you want, all the specific shade that you want, rather. So again, what I've done now is I've just mixed white into the brown. It lightens it up into more of a beige, and that's what we're looking for. You can still play around with the color after you mix the white in. If maybe you want more of like a pinky beige, like pinky sand, you can add a little more red. If you need to, you could add a little yellow in there. That'll give you a different tone, because there's so many different colors of sand, right? Wherever you go in the world, there's going to be very light sand, darker sand. Beaches in PEI, for example, look like red velvet cake almost, so lots of different shades. Danny, hello! Yes, it's been a while. It is. It has. Welcome in. Happy New Year and all that. How have you been? How was your break? I just dropped some paint. That's fine. So again, do whatever shade pleases you. There's lots of different beach colors. As long as it's somewhat of like a beigey brown, that's the main goal, I would say, just in terms of color mixing. You could even go lighter than this, though. There are plenty of like almost white sandy beaches, so feel free to test out your color by adding more of anything. More yellow, more red, more white. Pineapple, thank you for the follow and welcome in. Got some fun usernames today. And you can either mix on your plate or you can mix right on the canvas. I don't know if you saw, but I was adding a little bit of white to my brush and just popping it on top. See, it kind of just mixes right in. As long as the paint is wet, you can change the paint right on the canvas. So just know that. You can always customize. If you don't like something, just stick some more paint on top, blend it in. And good but no break. Happy New Year. I'm paying something else, but I'll pay this later. Thank you. You're welcome. No worries, Danny. Sorry I didn't get any sort of break, but maybe you'll get a break soon, I hope. Either way, I hope you had a nice relaxing time in December, because I haven't seen you for probably a couple weeks, I would think. What are you painting right now? Like a personal piece? So as I'm adding this, everybody, I'm flicking again, but I'm flicking the opposite way. So remember with the blue, I was flicking to the left. With this beige, I'm going to flick to the right. See, I had a little blue on there by accident. I just kind of blended it in. Now it's gone. Now I can get back to flicking. So just kind of sweeping to the right and then flicking the bristles. Flicking the bristles, flicking the bristles. I'm going to zoom you in, actually. So you can watch it a little bit easier how I do it. So I'm grabbing my beige, I'm sweeping from left and then flicking right, flicking right, flicking right. And you can see how it kind of leaves a little bit of a jagged, soft edge. Right, 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 right. And again, you might pick up a little bit of blue depending on how wet yours is. If that happens, you'll kind of see it in the sand. You can just wipe it away, just wipe it on top of the beige, grab a little more beige and wipe it on top. That's fine. Flick, 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 flick. And I really like the choppiness, right? So I'm actually trying to bring out like little points in the sand, so it's as if there's some waves kind of going in a little bit, out a little bit, in, out. Get a little bit of unevenness going. Thank you, not in nursing. I see, yeah. I gotcha. Flick and swish. Wingardium Leviosa. Bend and snap, that's what I thought of. Okay. Got it. Elwoods is so encouraging. She's just the ultimate cheerleader. Bend and snap. Still flicking to the right, just working my way all the way down. Nothing changes all the way down. I'm just flicking a little further to the right as my water goes down to the right as well. Alright, I'm gonna zoom you out again so you can see what's up. Look at that, there we go. Yo, Nessa, again! How's it going? Are you done work now, I assume? Unless you're checking in from work again? Oh, that's good. Thanks, Danny. It's getting there. Hydration break. I'll give everyone another minute or two just in case you're still adding. And if I didn't say it before, again, if you see any like little bit of messiness in here, maybe your beige kind of blended with the blue or created a little bit of a funny color, I really wouldn't worry about it because we do lots of this white, white kind of foam here. So any imperfections that you don't like, it's probably going to be covered up anyway. So just rather than worrying about it and like perfecting it now, just wait and see what it looks like with white on it and then decide if you want to keep messing with it. You might save yourself some trouble just by waiting for the white. Oh, thank you, Avocado. You're very good at art. It looks good already. Thank you very much. This is an acrylic painting tutorial, actually. So this was the original piece that I made above me a couple months ago, actually, and now I'm just teaching it to everybody step by step. If you're curious, this is what's going on. How are you doing? I've been good, thanks, Danny. Yeah, my break was very good. Like I actually didn't stream for about a week or two there with just one stream in that time frame, so it was a really good time for me to relax and fully disconnect. I saw some very close family and that's it, just for the holidays, but otherwise it's been really good. Yeah, thanks for asking. I've been well because of that. I think it's what I needed after streaming for so long so consistently, so it was all very positive. I'm home now. Yeah, 12-hour shift complete. Oh my goodness. That was at Michael's. Are you using an art stand or are you just painting on a table? So this is an easel, actually. Yeah, this is a big standing easel. And there's you guys in the back. Hey, chat. Yeah, big standing easel. Big wooden one. They sell them wooden and aluminum. There's also tabletop easels, which are great as well. And thanks for the official follow, Avocado. Welcome in. Avocado toast. I see that now. Hospital today. Oh, okay. Okay. Why did I think you quit that job? You quit a certain job recently, didn't you? Or you moved on from a job? I thought it was the hospital. That would make more sense for a 12-hour shift. I did paint a tutorial of yours in December. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Well, I know you've been here before. I wasn't sure if you were painting along. But I definitely recognize you, Danny. Oh, yeah. What is that? 17 more? My gosh, we're 17 away from 2,000. Wild. Ideas for 2,000 people stream. Marbles, probably. Which I don't mind, that's fun. Okay, that was probably enough time for the beach area. So let's go actually and do this little dock here. I'm thinking we should do that because we have our brown right now. It would be nice to use that. We can even do the dock and then the palm tree, and then we'll get back to like fixing up the beach after it dries a little bit. Just so we can use the brown as it's still wet, rather than letting it dry, remixing it. That would be terrible. So let's use it while we can. Take it one house. Oh, okay, that's what happened. All right. I was like, am I going crazy? All right, that makes sense, Nessa. Well, I'm glad you're home now. You can relax. So what I'm doing, everyone, is I'm switching to a teeny tiny brush. So this is my small round brush. And I'm grabbing my brown paint. So the brown that I used with my for my beige, if you have any of that left over, even just kind of like on the sides of the beige, for example, you can grab a little bit of that dark brown. If you don't have any left over, I'll remind you again how to do that. It'll be red and yellow mixed together, and then a little bit of black, and that'll create your nice chocolatey brown. So I'm going to zoom you in actually so you can really see this dock. It's very straightforward. It looks detailed, but it's not really. There it is. Hopefully you can have a nice good close-up of that. And there's a little seagull. I'll keep it right there for you. You can see the little seagull poking in too. I put the dock right at the top here. You could move it down if you want, maybe make it bigger, but my idea was that it was further away so it's nice and small. It's pretty much a rectangle. Not a rectangle, excuse me. What is that? A parallelogram. You have the fancy words. We have the two horizontal lines on top and bottom, and then the two edges you can see are slanted, so they're not going up and down like vertically, they're just a little slanted from top left to bottom right. So I'm going to start with a straight across line for the top. It's like a little docker up here essentially. Y'all, it's 2020 and get her 2,000 followers, lol. 2021 followers. One day, we don't need to do it tonight, it's all good. Destiny, what do you use for a palette? Hi, I will show you in just a minute, Destiny, because it's actually quite the story and it's relevant for tomorrow, so 1 second. Straight cross line at the top. On the edges, we have our angled lines, so I angled down to the right, down to the right so they match. They're parallel. Give me one quick second, Destiny. I can't wait to show you. And then a straight line on the bottom of the pier or dock. You can fill that in as well. Destiny, here you go. This is what I use. It's called the volcano plate. It's a 5-year-old paper plate that I've stacked paint on top of for 5 whole years. As the paint dries, I just stack more on top. And it's relevant because tomorrow I'm actually going to split this in half. This has been 5 years in the making and I want to see what's inside of it. I want to see what it looks like at its core. So I'm going to be chopping it in half. If you're interested, I'll be doing that at 12 noon tomorrow. I don't recommend using this as a palette. Honestly, it's not the most efficient. It's very difficult to use, but it's just something I did to save plates. I didn't like the idea of throwing out plates all the time, so I use the same one all the time. Yeah, you're welcome. I'll be doing things tomorrow like weighing it as well. I think a popular question everyone has is how much does it weigh? I've never weighed it before. I bought a scale today for the purpose of weighing it. So I'll be doing that. I'll be like measuring it, and then we'll be like saying goodbye and chopping it up and starting a new one. So that'll be tomorrow. Thanks for asking. Sushi, hello and welcome in. How are you today? Always nice to see you. What type of paint do you use? This is acrylic paint, Avocado. I use very basic student grade acrylic. The exact name is Start Academic Acrylic. It's bought at Curry's Art Store in Ontario, Canada. I'm sure you could find it online though if you search for Start Academic Acrylic. But yeah, academic acrylic, pretty much what that means is it's just a little bit thinner than usual higher quality acrylic paint, but you can use whatever you want. Yeah. Thank you. Those are the supplies there. Yep, Start Academic Acrylic. Perfect. Thank you, Gray. I'm always late answering. James, welcome in. How are you? How are you? Oh my god, Twitch is so weird. All streams just give me a spinning wheel unless I want a VPN. Mine included? I hope not. Twitch has been acting up a little bit the last couple days. Are you going to use a chainsaw to chop them off? No, there are no automatic tools being used because I'm too scared. I have 3 different types of saws, Sushi, so I'm hoping one of them works. Okay, everyone, I'm just adding posts to the dock. I'm sure you can see in the original over there, but pretty much all I do is I do just straight up and down vertical lines for little posts. And they're not thin at all. I like to keep them a little thicker. So I just kind of go along the top edge. I leave a space in between, however much space you want, as long as it's relatively consistent. Just doing small little lines or tick marks with my small round brush. Maybe doing like the end ones a little bit thicker, you know, just because they kind of like start and end off the dock. So I maybe widen them a little bit more. And then on the bottom, I actually do them going along the bottom as well, as if they're kind of sinking into the water or the sand. So it's as if the tops are hidden in the dock, right? But you still see a little notch on the bottom there. I'm good. How are you? I'm good too. Thanks, James. Long day being a Friday, but that's cool. It's always fun to do a toot to end off the day. I think I'll be playing some In Silence later. Yeah, and just getting amped for the volcano split tomorrow. That's really what I've been thinking about all day. Alright, there's a cute little dock. If anyone needs me to zoom in on my painting, let me know, but I feel like because you can see that one, that's probably better, than this one's good for perspective and size. But let me know. Excuse me, mine won't load on PC, so casting with TV. Okay, thank you, Hoki Mama. Welcome in. Twitch is glitchy. Yeah, it was yesterday, too. Cindy, you're so close. Madeline Ness, thank you very much for the follow and welcome in. Wow, the acrylic paint you have is good. I have like cheap paint and they're not that matte. Like I would have to put layers of the paint to look matte. I see. Mine dries matte and people sometimes actually don't like that. They like it a little more shiny and glossy. But mine dries very matte. If you mean that it dries like kind of opaque, that's just because I've learned how to use it. Certain colors like yellow, for example, they would be a little bit transparent. But when I add white in there, it makes it a lot more bright and opaque. Same with the blue, same with the red, honestly, too. A lot of the colors can be quite transparent. So I just find it's about, you know, learning how to use the paint you have. It could be very cheap, it could be expensive, it doesn't matter. You still have to learn how to use it, what to mix in there. But yeah, I've used this student grade acrylic for 5+ years and it's been totally fine. I've just learned how to use it. Yeah, I can see the previews, I can see the chat, but the video won't load. No, I can see it on my phone. Don't know if there's something wrong with it. Weird. Thanks, hipster. Oh, let me know if it ends up working. Viewership has stayed steady, so I don't think anyone's like dropping, but that's a shame if that's happening. Yeah, weird. I'm debating again a set of basic color between Pebeo Studio or Liquitex Basics. Have you tried them? Beginner. Liquitex Basics I love. I don't know the first one that you said, honestly, but I actually have a bin of Liquitex Basics down there. They're a lot thicker, so I use them if I'm putting them on different surfaces. Like I'm painting something on wood right now, and I'm using the Liquitex Basics for that because it's a lot thicker. So I would definitely recommend Liquitex Basics. And then Amsterdam Acrylics. I like that as well. They're about the same price point as Liquitex, maybe actually a little bit cheaper, but just as thick, just as good quality. Yeah, I can zoom, no worries. A quick little zoom, just so you can see. You're just gonna see pretty much the same thing as the other side though, Charlene, yeah. I played in silence, it's interesting, yeah. It looked pretty cool, I saw some of you playing it. I have to do a router reset, right, okay. I don't know, it's not just you, hipster, some people said it too, so. Barges in, welcome in, Todd, how's it going? How's your treat yourself day? Yeah, Amsterdam has a good variety of colors, yes. Yeah, is it still doing funny things for you too, Todd? Yeah, you second looked at Liquitex, I knew it. Test, weird. Alright, I'm gonna zoom out Charlene so we can see the rest here. There we go. Alright, I think everyone's still here though, so that's good. Yeah, I'm sorry, hipster, it's causing you issues. I heard people saying issues yesterday when I was offline, thankfully, honestly. Jay Colwell, thank you very much for the follow and welcome in. Hello. Just afraid they banned my IP. Oh, weird. I banned you, I didn't tell you. You're welcome, Charlene, no worries. Golden seems to have super high pigments, haven't tried those yet. Yeah, golden is even the step up, I think, from basics and all that. So if you're serious about acrylics, you can go golden. I know Joyce recommends them. All right, I'm gonna zoom you out in the original as well. We can see what's next. So next, I'm going to do the palm base here, so the palm trunk. We can do some little coconuts, just again to kind of use that brown. And then we're gonna go into the white. We still will need a little bit of brown for this post here, not as much though, so at least we can get the bulk of the brown used, concentrate on the white, and then we'll put the post on right after as well. Okay, so I'm going to switch to my favorite brush, the medium round brush. Any medium-sized brush will do. I just have this medium round. And I am going to use a new battery first of all, because my battery just died. I'm exhausted. Ordered extra food from Panda, soaked in tub for 40 minutes. Use that nail file, treat yourself with some incense. K-Stubbert, will this video be available to watch later? It will! It'll be available on Twitch instantly when I'm done. Just give me 2 more seconds, guys. There we go. Also on YouTube eventually. I try and post it up on YouTube within the week. I'm exhausted. So if you want, you can subscribe to... Thank you so much, Gray. You can subscribe to YouTube and you'll be notified when it's posted. Alright, sorry, back to it. I have my medium round brush. And I'm mixing together a brown that's just a little bit lighter than the dock. You can see kind of the difference between the dock color and the tree trunk color. So I want to make sure I'm mixing a little bit of white in there. And that'll lighten it up just a little bit because we want the dark brown for our coconuts on the palm tree. So lightening it up just a little bit will help with that color change from the trunk to the coconuts. So I'm taking my chocolate brown that I just used, I'm mixing a little bit of white in there. So far, nap, yes. Panda, yes. Bath, yes. Foot file, yes. Nail filing, I'm about to. Sick. Let me know how you enjoyed the glass nail file. Okay, so I've got my, I'm gonna call it medium brown. It's like a medium brown tone. I have that on my brush. I like to swing my palm tree out from this right-hand side, kind of just above the corner, and then into almost the middle. It's not quite the middle. I kind of want the palm leaves to go in the middle, so I'm going to stop a little to the right of the middle. You can either go from bottom to top or top to bottom. I'm going to go top to bottom. I'm gonna start where I want to end off, and I'm just gonna swing down. Woo. Nice curved line coming in. Just kind of like coming down to the right. Just got some gold in the mail today. Don't want to open it yet. It's just too precious, right? That's like all art supplies. You're like, I don't know. But just use it. You gotta use it. Now that you have it. And J. Colwell, welcome to the chat. Hello, how's it going? Are you into painting and tutorials and all that? Let us know. Hipster, I have it on both mobile and PC. Another stream open must be your end. Maybe. Why are you banned, Hipster? What did you do? So I'm continuing to use that color, and I'm just widening the trunk a little bit. I'm keeping it relatively thin up at the top, and then I'm widening as I go down. Making it a little bit wider at the base. And if you want to get super fancy, you might notice in my original that I kind of darken the right-hand side a little bit. Cindy, I see that there. Whee, I knew you'd do it. I'm getting a little darker on the right, so I'm just kind of dipping more into my chocolate brown as I go, and I'm just kind of adding that on the right as I widen it. And then that way you get a little bit of a shadow and a little bit of a highlight on the bottom. Very fancy, but not really. Yay, Cindy, I'm so glad you got to redeem it. Yay! So I've got K9's to do, and then I can do yours right after. So I'll talk to K9 about when she wants to do hers. If she's in no rush, we can do yours quicker, but I'll ask her first what she wants, and then we can plan a nice day for you, because I know exactly what you want already. Lumpy, welcome in. Hello, sorry if I missed you there. I'm just like scrolling up and down in the comments because of the tutorial time. How are you? I'm rating you with 1 viewer. Whee, the best viewer. How's it going? Oh, thank you, Destiny. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the tutorials there. Just finished my Minecraft. Oh, sick. I'm glad you're still enjoying that, Lumpy. It must be so relaxing. I'm this close. I'm this close to getting that. I've been asked by many to get that. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, Cindy, you're cute. Ding, ding, ding. Ah, Laura Lee, hello. Welcome back. Nice to see you. How are you this evening? Lumpy, it's so funny you come in here. It's like right when we mentioned Joyce, you're like popping right in. I just mentioned her because we were talking about the golden brand of acrylics, and I know she likes those. I use shoes only when I use Wi-Fi. Right, interesting. Oh, Cindy, I knew you'd make it. I'm so proud. We're gonna get you that painting now. Yay! Alright, so once I have the trunk, you can use some more of that chocolatey brown as you still have it. And I'm just going to make some coconuts. And I do the coconuts first because you can see they kind of become a little hidden under the palms. So I just want to add those right now. So I'm just going to do, I think I fit 2 or 3 in there. So just some nice round circles right at the top of your trunk with that nice chocolatey brown. I'm using the same brush as well, the nice medium round brush. There's a second one. And then I'll do a third right there as to avoid TOS. LOL. There we go. Fantastic. And then some of those will be covered up with some palm leaves a little bit later. Alright, I'll give you a quick minute if you're still adding the trunk or those coconuts, and then we can go down and add some nice foam to the beach. That'll help kind of clean it up down here. It'll brighten it up as well. These guys are big. Didn't mean to make them so dang big. Oh well. Nice full healthy coconuts. Ahaha. Know the feeling? I'm at 62. You'll get there too. Now I have 99998 to go. We're all so happy. Yeah, Hipster, I'm surprised you're so close too. People would have just let me have my fleshy alien on the chat painting. Super quiet in my stream, and the fall alert sounded off at full volume, made me jump. I have that still happen, Lumpy. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Put one on a surfboard on this one. How about I redeem for you, James? There's more than enough. True, Gray has a second one, I think, just waiting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that's true, Hipster. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the internet, too. So just because I'm not chatting doesn't mean I'm not here. That is true. I always forget that you're working during the day and you do pop in and out there. Versus James works during the day but can't be watching the whole time. Yes. Rip me. Oh no. I hope that gets fixed, hipster. That's weird that it works with your VPN. You would think it's the opposite, that with the VPN it gets kind of sketchy, but that's bizarre. Yeah, I would think it would be the opposite, but if it's working right now, I'd keep using it. Okay, I'm gonna move along to the nice white foam on the beach there. So again, this is what's going to kind of combine the beach with the water. Gonna clean up anything that you see in here that you don't like. It just makes it look a little more, yeah, like the water's kind of flowing. There's a little bit of waves, a little bit of choppiness. And I'm going to keep using the medium round brush. I almost said large flat. Medium round brush. That is what we are using. So for this, I'm just going to be using a little bit of paint. I just need my towel. Because I'll be doing a little bit of dry brushing. It's not really dry brushing. I just want to make sure I have a little bit of paint on my brush rather than large amounts. I don't want to be blobbing it on. So I washed off my brush and I'm putting some white paint on my brush. But before I start applying it, I'm going to wipe a little bit off. So for those who have joined me before, I've taught you about dry brushing where you're kind of like scraping the paint off. It comes off very, very transparent. This isn't like as much of that. It's just like a little bit in between. So rather than wiping all the paint off, I'm just kind of tapping it. And then that way there's a little less. And then I can go in and just kind of bring the tip of the brush across and kind of wiggle it. And you can see the paint still comes off, but it comes off a little bit more transparent. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see. And honestly, my brush was kind of wet there, so it wasn't really working the way I wanted. Tapping off again. Let me show you again. Just kind of wiggling as I bring it across. Leaving a few gaps here and there, so I lift it on and off, on and off. My bristles are splitting, that's why you see kind of two lines here. I'm going to switch to a different medium round. That's the splitty one. Yeah, just kind of wiggling it around, kind of starting anywhere on the beach and then ending anywhere in the water. You can bring it out into the water as far as you want because it can be kind of like a nice choppy day. You can just brush, you know, horizontally back and forth if you want, or wiggle, it doesn't matter. Just kind of mixing it up. Just kind of tapping your brush too, tap, tap, tap like that. Lots of different little techniques you can be doing. But point is you're kind of sticking right at the edge there, trying to help combine the blue and the beach area. I think BBM has been blocked. Site has been blocked. Weird. I think I've had error. I think I've had that error before and it's just like it just times out sometimes and I just reload it and it's fine. Because I have a VPN too. Actually, there's your answer, hipster. I've never had an issue using a VPN while I stream. Yeah, it's weird that it changed recently. It might be a Twitch thing, hipster. Maybe something's going on. Affecting some, but not all. I don't know. The only other thing I'll say is as I get further out into the water, I do a little bit less as if it's kind of fading away. So I just want to maybe like lightly scrape the tip of the brush. Do a little dot here and there as if those little foamy bits are kind of fading away. And then as they get closer to the edge, closer to the shore, it gets a little bit wider and thicker, right? There's a lot more white there, a lot more foam. Till it loads. It's a paid one. I believe so, hipster. I can triple check that, but I think so. Craziness in the world these days, maybe people like to escape trouble. That's Splumpy. That's exactly why we're doing it, honestly. I figured it was just a nice send-off for the start of the year, too. Not send-off, rather start of the year. We did our send-off a couple weeks ago. Just gonna zoom you out. So you can kind of see how it's coming along. I'm just gonna continue that all along the shoreline. And if you like, you can obviously switch to a different brush if you'd rather use maybe a smaller brush here and there just to get a little bit more detailed, like smaller little wiggles and stuff, you totally can. I'll note that you shouldn't overlap the brown as I just did accidentally right there. Go like in between the posts, but otherwise don't overlap. Maybe there's some foam like right at the post here, for example. Yeah, and bring it up onto the shoreline, right? Because the wave crashes onto the shoreline. You get a little bit of that transparent foam as it's washing away, you know? So bring it up on there as well if you want. Afraid I would get sent to Band City if I did that. I'll double check, Hipster. I'm actually rethinking it. It might, I don't know if it's on this PC. I know I have it on my other devices. I'm not sure if I've activated on this yet. So maybe don't take my word for that. But on my other devices I use it, and I've never had the error you're experiencing, but that's as a viewer, not a streamer. I'm trying to think if it was on my old desktop, because I used to stream from that too. Pretty sure it's on my old desktop. When I streamed from my dinosaur Mac, I'm pretty sure that had the VPN all set up on it. Anyway, I don't want to get you into Band City, that's why I'm panicking. I'm like, uh-oh, wait. Tapping, scraping, and again, every time I grab more white, I'm just tapping it off a little on my towel, and that way there's not a lot coming off. Right. That makes sense. I'm really down to escape anywhere. Both of those places sound good. The beach or a log cabin in the mountains. Both of them sound great. Beggars can't be choosers, am I right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that would also, I think James is right, that would be pretty harsh if they just banned. I think that'd be pretty wild. I feel like you could email in about that and be like, what the heck? Read over the agreement and just like, do your own thing. See, that was a little too much paint. You can kind of wipe it away a little bit. You could put some more blue on top if you add a little too much here and there. Navy beach so bad, right? And you can just very lightly touch, so I'm very lightly kind of sweeping left and right, and you can see how it grabs just a little bit of paint and moves it. Very soft. So it's a good mix. It's a good mix of kind of blotching on a little bit, wiggling, doing the back and forth motion. You get lots of different strokes and looks in there. Glowing people that get their IPBN usually get no fiction. I see. Yeah, and you're at no grounds that they would do that, so I would assume. Not doing any sketchy behaviors. You can kind of tap. You can see I'm kind of tapping like that. Tap, tap, tap. Makes it look like there's kind of like little waves or little sprays coming off. Tap, tap, tap. Using the tip of my brush. Tap, 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 tap. Big mix of different techniques and different brush strokes. All to soften it up. Are there people saying they got banned for VPN? I don't think he's saying that. I think he's just worried. No, some people get their... Oh, okay, some people get their IP banned. Try VPN. I see. That's what I use as Nord. Protect yourself. Okay, I think I'm happy with my shoreline. Again, it's like all I'm trying to do is really cover up that edge from blue to beige. I think I have enough white in there. It kind of brightened it up, made it look a little more foamy. So I'll give you guys another minute or two if you want to keep playing around. And what can we do next? Next, I will put the post on, and then that way we can be done with the brown. We don't need to worry about it. It's probably drying up on your plate, so I just want to make sure we're using it while we can. Nord uses like a bajillion different servers though, so the chances of having a bad apple is lower than with cheaper VPNs or DNS. Also, welcome in, TJ. Nice to see you. How's it going? Wonder if it's possible that a VPN could have problems in the last signals. I don't know. I don't know. This is a lot of over-the-head talk, honestly, for me. I'm just like, I got a VPN. I think I'm good. Doesn't cause me issues when streaming. That's my answer to hipster. That's all. Streaming or viewing. Definitely not viewing. Unknown about streaming. I think it's on my big dinosaur Mac, which I used for months for streaming. Not sure if it's set up on here. Can't seem to watch content posted by friends in the UK. It's strange. Because that's the whole point. It should be allowing you to do that, right? Interesting. Interesting. I'm like lightly grasping all of this. I'm like, oh, okay. Kind of. Cool. Please keep chatting. Neat. VPNs are cool. Oh yeah, hipster, that's the joke. We had that at the very last, but yes, that was a nice little fun thing. I wanted to make a rebel seagull, so he's, yes, sitting on a post that says no seagulls. He's like, ahem. Like, I purposely made the seagull on the sign and the seagull look almost identical, so he's like, LOL. Fight the power. Yep, we support it. You do you, seagull. Alright everyone, I'm going to put the post on again for the sole purpose of using the brown paint. We don't need to worry about it after this. We do need a little bit of beige for this little sign here. So if you want to hang on to some beige or even just like the teeniest bit of brown so you can lighten it up later, that's great. Or you can choose a different sign color. But other than the post, this will be the last instance of brown that we have. So I'm using my medium round brush. I'm grabbing some of that chocolate brown. I'm going to lighten up the chocolate brown just a little bit. Again, if you compare it to like the dock, for example, or compare it to the coconuts, it's maybe a little bit lighter. It's more like the tree trunk almost, right? So if you want to use the tree trunk color, that's fine, or maybe something a little darker, whatever floats your boat. Any sort of medium brown vibe. I'm gonna lift this up so I can get that edge. And I'm just putting my post anywhere in the beach area, kind of off to the left, so that the seagull's gonna rest on top about here. So let's go maybe like this. Starting with a relatively thin line, which I will thicken up as we go. Maybe we should find that's why Netflix computer doesn't usually work with a VPN. Oh. Just noticed. Ah, Jen, welcome in. Happy tutorial. How's it going, Jen? Happy tutorial. I love that. What are you up to tonight? Yeah, that's me too. Like, I believe what he's saying. I'm like, cool, and I feel like I half grasp it. I'm just like, already neat. But thank you, yes. Seagull embraces Erin's energy. I do what I want. So I'm just thickening up the post a little bit at a time, just so I can be careful and not making it way too thick. I'm just grabbing a little bit more of that medium brown and just expanding out a little bit with some vertical lines. Jen, do you remember me making this months ago? I made this months ago. Changing your DNS even once a month, probably also convenient tapping a button on VPN, right? Going well, just finished taste testing Boston cream cake. Oh my god, what? I love Boston cream donuts. Will I love the cake too? I would assume so. I'm gonna do a taste test soon, Jen. I got a treat box from Sleeps. I have so much to test. Got things from around the world. Just trying to fix up this right hand edge, everybody. There we go. Then same thing, if you want to get super duper fancy, you could kind of darken up one side. So maybe darkening up the left-hand side, you can grab a little more of your pure chocolate brown. Just kind of stick that on the left for a little bit of shading. Kind of blend it into the other brown a bit, and then that way you get a little bit of a transition. That's some fancy stuff if you want to try that. Feels like eons at this point. So you remember, yeah, it was eons. Cake. I'd assume also. Cool, okay. Let me know if you posted a picture of it somewhere. Yeah, so when does my cake arrive? Elvin's excited. Yum, Hokey's excited. Unlocks the world by using your device networks. Different location. Sweet. Right. Okay, that's where I get lost. Yeah, it's just like, alright, cool, it works though. I think so. Maybe, Jen. Like, maybe during the volcano split tomorrow. We will see. People were requesting that I do some sort of, like, taste test review, so it might be fun tomorrow just as, like, an extra thing to do. I don't know if I'll be painting much tomorrow because of the excitement of the split, right? So it might be a good thing just to slot in as well. Alright, I'm just going to do one more thing to the post while we have that brown. I'm just going to use, or excuse me, I'm going to use the beige, rather, on a teeny tiny brush, and I just want to do an oval on the top of the post, just so we have somewhere for the seagull to sit. What I'm doing is I'm using the beige and I'm putting it on top of the chocolate brown so it mixes into more of a medium brown. I'll zoom you in. I'm just gonna do it this way, I think. There's a little bit of a zoom there. So you can see, hopefully, what I did there. I took my beige, I swirled it on top of the brown. So there was chocolate brown right here. And that way it molded together and made kind of like an in-between brown. Because I don't want beige because it'll blend in with the beach, right? You won't be able to see it. So by mixing it with a little bit of the chocolate brown, which was on the canvas, it just automatically creates an in-between brown that you can now see. And again, it's an oval on top because it's the top of the post and we'll have the seagull sitting on there. You could, in theory, mix this color on your plate. It's just kind of like, we had the brown, we might as well use the brown, mix it on top. Then that way there's a nice in-between brown there. There's a problem. It's like, well, guess it's never gonna be fixed. Oh, what? Ankylosaurus tail? I don't know that dinosaur, help me. Sounds like calculus to me. The club, like from Jurassic Park, no one else sees it? I don't see it! Happens in food. Excellent. Just realized Erin's stream layout is a few pixels too high. No! You can stand the very bottom. No! Where? What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? A few pixels too high. Dang it, no! I won't have this. I won't have this. Dino with all the armor and the hammer tail. Oh, okay. Did I fix it? Well, I'm gonna adjust this one more time, so tell me if I fixed it when I fix this part. Oh, no. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like the tail. I see what you're saying now. Yeah, you can see my hand here. At the very bottom of the OBS layout, move the top layer down a few pixels, not perfectly fixed, and you're painting the palm tree right now. I see it now, TJ, I see it. You mean the background? If I go like that, see how the frame is moving? Is that what you mean? Or do you mean this guy? No! Corby, I'm making it worse, help me! No! What have I done? I don't know what you guys are even saying. Background, foreground. Corby, I just saw you WhatsApp me and now you're here. What's up? So I made it worse by coming down? It's good now. Okay, I stopped now. Thank you so much. Okay. I'm doing a toot, Corby, but for you. Thank you. Bless you. Glorby came in and he sent me a screenshot. You're so kind. I'm shocked nobody said that before, you guys. I'm shocked. Thank you. Bless. Glorby, I hope you're doing okay. Let's chat more, like right now if you want. I just need to teach the next step. All right, so we have our post down. What we can do is we can let that dry. We'll leave the seagull and assign for last. We want to do some palms now. So I'm going to go back to my favorite brush, the medium round brush. Why didn't you say something, dude? Why didn't you say something? You're the first one to say it every other time. Glorby had to come in and message me about it. He took a screenshot and circled it for me. As I saw, I almost reported the stream for banned. Alright, so I'm going to mix first a nice dark green. Everybody, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the dark color first. You can see it's in the background. And then what we do is we kind of sprinkle on a lighter green to give it a little bit more texture. So to mix a nice green, I'm going to mix together blue and yellow. Don't do this. You do it any other time. It bothers me too, Hipster. I just couldn't see it because I'm not viewing the actual stream. In Streamlabs, I guess there's the green border around my active window and I can't see what you guys are talking about. Wah. But thanks for pointing it out. One and the same. And you know what? I was so proud of this layout because it fixed all those issues. All my windows are all lined up all nice because they used to not be, and can never get it right, I guess. So blue and yellow, everybody. I would say I'm using mostly blue because I want a nice dark green. So mix a little extra blue in that blue-yellow mixture. Okie dokie. So what I like to do for palm trees, first of all, there's lots of different methods for doing palm leaves, palm trees, and whatnot. So if you have a method that works for you, feel free to use it. I'm just kind of teaching you what I know, what I used for this one. You can use my method and tweak it if you want, or again, just use something completely different, but just as a precursor, especially trees, palm trees, things like that, so many methods you can use. What I like to do is I like to first do just like a nice curved line out from the middle, so the middle being like right above the coconut area. So I'll start with maybe a small one. I'll just kind of start right around here. I'm using the tip of the brush. I'm just going to kind of curve down and in. I'm starting smaller for the first one. You can see in my palm tree here, I have smaller ones. They get bigger, bigger, bigger. And in general, starting small is good because it's easier to make them bigger, right? If you feel like it needs to grow or extend a little bit, way easier to just extend it rather than trying to bring it back up. So rather than making it too big, try and make it too small, and then you can change it. Layout's great, just click and lock button. Don't accidentally move it. That's true. Thanks. I always forget about those lock buttons. Bam. Locked. Thanks. But yeah, I like the windows because I can move stuff within them and the window itself doesn't move. It's pretty cool. Then what I do once I have that line, I'm going to zoom you in actually. Not to my printer, to over here. I'm going to use the tip of the brush and I do more flicking. I'm going to flick down this time. So I'm kind of following the curve. I'm starting at the curve and I'm flicking down, 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 down. I'm not going straight down. You can see I'm not flicking like over this way. I'm kind of flicking down towards the tip of the curve. So I'm always flicking down and kind of towards the tip. I'm just going to grab more paint. I'm trying not to block here. I know the lighting's a little funny. Flick down towards the curve. Down, 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 down. So it all kind of like moves towards the curve. They're all kind of curving down with it in a way. I try and flick a little extra near the base so it looks like the palm leaf starts a little thick and gets thinner. And the curves kind of come closer into the point as it goes as well. And that way, again, it makes it look wide to thin. You can do a little bit at the top. I just don't do as much along the top because it's as if these little flicks are a little bit more hidden. They're kind of tighter to the leaf versus these ones are hanging down, so they're going to be more prominent. So anything on the bottom edge, I try and flick a little further out, make a little more prominent, a little piecier, and that's one palm leaf. So I'm just going to grab more green. gonna do a second one kind of right beside it, so I'm just gonna come down and over. Same thing. Flick, 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 flick. You can start by flicking a little bit like this, keep it nice and tight, and then you can, of course, bring them out further. Again, that's kind of the same idea. You want to start a little smaller, and then that way you can grow and make it bigger without worrying. And you can see some coconut through here. I just want to point that out. You can see underneath the green. Not worried about it. When we add light green, that's probably going to cover up. So if you're seeing that too, don't worry about it. Here's another one, maybe a little longer. You can see it's outstretching a little bit more. Flick, 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 flick. Actually, regarding the lighting, I was just commenting on, see this shadow here. I want to get rid of that. I just ordered new lights. I made a donation goal. Ooh, there's some green there. I made a donation goal at the start of this week to get some new lighting, and it was met within the day. So my gosh, everyone was very supportive that day. Thank you very much. And I've already ordered new lights. So I'm going to have some more lights coming in soon, and hopefully nothing that produces a shadow. It'll be more top down, a little softer. So that's just something cool to look forward to. Thanks again everyone who contributed to that. That was very, very neat. I ordered it right after that stream because it was instant. It was crazy. And I'm doing a little more of that, like setting donation goals that go directly towards the stream. Hi, my green looks more gray. GG Kins, welcome in. More gray. What kind of blue are you using? So, blues. I always stick to phthalo blue. You'll probably hear me say phthalo blue a bunch the more tutorials you attend. I have peacock blue and daffodil yellow. Okay. I think peacock should be okay, honestly. From what I've seen, I haven't used it, but I've seen others who have posted photos of it. It looks okay, but what I was going to say was my green turns out so bright, and you'll see it especially when I do the lighter green. It turns out so bright because I use phthalo blue. It's like the big, big secret is using phthalo blue. I'm just going to extend this up so you can see. So if you're able to get phthalo blue like for another time, if you like the greens that I make, that would be my suggestion. I think it's probably the blue that's making it kind of more gray. In the meantime, you could try adding a little more yellow because that would brighten it up. Or try mixing a little white just to see how the white does, if the white maybe brightens it up a little bit. I don't think the white would really help. Try the yellow, I would say, first. Yes, I need to invest in better paint. It's not even better paint, it's just even the colors. Because again, I use very basic acrylics. I use a student grade acrylic. It's more so just the shade of color. The different types of blue will give you very, very different types of green, different types of purples. And so I find phthalo is a very, very bright blue. I love my bright, bright colors, and therefore it was worth it for me to like grab bottles and bottles of it. So that's why I use it all the time. So bat signal that shoots down on your paintings, pretty much. Yes. I can put a little filter on top and then make it shoot down in a certain pattern. That'd be so funny. Glorby, they're like literal little umbrellas. They all bounce the light all fancy. I'm very excited. No worries, GJkins, yeah. If you need to see the bottle or the brand, let me know. I'm just continuing around, same techniques, everybody. I'm gonna do like another here. I'm gonna do something different for the next one, but otherwise I'm still doing the same thing, just working my way around clockwise, starting from the bottom. The bun signal, yes, true. James has got it. I'll do just my my little winking bun. The bun signal. All right, so what I'm doing differently now is I'm going to switch to curving to the right. So kind of like when you meet about halfway across, the leaves are going to start swinging the other way. They're not going to keep swinging to the left, to the left, to the left, right? They're going to want to go to the right. They're going to be weighed down. They're going to want to curve a different way. So I'm going to start doing that now. So there's my first one kind of curving off to the right. Just gonna move this again, we can get a better look. Oh, no we're not, because that's the top apparently. How is that working? Oh, it's because I zoomed in. Allow me to adjust. Apparently not. There you go, that's a little better. But But yeah, otherwise same technique. It's just kind of a different direction. So you just got to get used to kind of flicking to the right now, which is kind of the bottom side of the palm leaf. Right, 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 right. Going to the top. And then a little bit on the left. So again, you still see some of those spikes on the left. They're just a little bit tighter. K-Stabber, thank you for the follow and welcome in. Yeah, spun signal would be even better. I'll get on it. To the left, to the left. All the palm leaves in the box to the left. In the closet, that's my stuff. Da, 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 da. You got it, hipster. Please don't touch. Da, na, 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 na. Could you walk and talk at the same time now? Na, 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 na. If only DMCA wasn't a thing, we could just play that right now. Standing out the front door. Talking about how I never ever find a man like you. Got me to say. I think, yeah, all the girls know the lyrics to that one. You must not know about me. So something I'm not really looking at as I'm doing this, which I should be, I'm going to point it out, is kind of what these palm leaves are looking like as you go around the edges. You kind of want to make it, in my opinion, a little bit round or oval shape. See how these kind of make a nice big oval if you go around the edges. Mine's kind of all over the place. Mine kind of goes like this and then kind of quickly goes this way. I might need another leaf in here, for example, so I'm just going to continue around. I'll look at that in a minute. I'm just going to go all the way around with my leaves and have a look and then see if I need more. But yeah, if anything's looking off, that might be why. You might be doing fantastic palm leaves. Their lengths just might be a little bit funny, so just kind of look around at the edges, see how it all comes together all the way around, and then consider if you need to lengthen one or two, or maybe add one in a gap, things like that. Erin, I need you to give me some words that can also mean friendly. Kind. Oh my god. Let me think, Glorby. Would respectful be one? That's a little too far. Welcoming. Not really considerate. Friendly. Like warm, kind of. Dark, what's up? I'm good, how are you? Yeah, Thesaurus Rex. Friendly. Yeah, welcoming is probably the closest one. Is this for school? Cool, okay. Affable, says Cateroo. Congenial, look at them go. Glorby, if you need more, they're right there. Way better than me. I'm not great at vocab. I have limited vocab. I'd like to expand it. Okay, yeah, so mine is quite oval looking at everything, so I'm probably going to extend maybe one or two of these to make it a little less oval, and I think I'll add one more in the middle. I think that'll round it out a bit more for me. So keep working at your own pace for yours. We don't have too much left to go here. Just going to add a little bit more up here. See, I think, adding that at the top, see what that did is that brought the circle a little higher, and now it's a little less oval, so that's great. ELA teacher, oh, there you go. Lovely, lovely. Well, thanks for your help. I see. Ask the chat if you want, Glory. It sounds like we got a few in here. Good to help. Wow, that's a lot of comments, dude. You have that many kids? Or you have like multiple comments per kid? Do Monday, oh man. You don't have that many kids. I don't think. Maybe you do. I feel that. Oh, TJ, what have you got there? Hold on. I'm gonna do one more and I'm gonna read that because that looks good. I saw bat signal in there. There, I like that better. That was a little bit of a watery green, that's why it's so transparent, but overall, Like it brought the shape of the tree a lot better. And again, you can see some of my coconuts got a little covered. Well, there's enough there. Just gonna adjust the camera for you. Again, you can see yourselves. Hello, chat. Sorry, it's all moving around. There we go. Oh, I still see it at the bottom, guys. That locked layer. Unlock it, I still see it. There. That should be good. Okay. Yeah, still a little oval. I'm sure I could, you know, work at this a little bit more, really try and perfect it. I'd probably move this one a little further down this one, but you guys get the idea. It's more so making sure yours are good. Okay, TJ. Hey, look, it's a spotlight. Nah, Jimmy. That's the bun signal. The what? You alright, Henry? The bun light. Looks like a bun. What? No, look, it's obviously just a spotlight hitting the dark clouds at an angle, projecting itself perhaps to be slightly off in the shape of a bun to some. But it's still a spotlight. Well, alright, you can believe that, Jimmy, but I choose to believe something more. Something beautiful that unites us all. Something buniful. Oh, that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. The something buniful really does it. Oh, for Christ's sake, you're on one again, aren't you, Henry? Oh, really? That's crazy. You just go right ahead, TJ, into other conversation. It's wild. 7 per kid. That's what happened. Okay, Glorby, I see. Pleasure to have in class. LOL, Cateroo knows. You have 30-something kids between my 2 classes. Oh, okay. Yeah, that would make more sense. Yeah, I'm glad you try your best. I know, I got report cards that were copy-pasted because sometimes it didn't even have my name in it. It would be the name of another student. I'd be like, lovely. The effort. Alright, so whenever you're ready, everybody, you can start doing a similar thing, just a little bit less with a lighter color. So I'll show you what I mean by that. I'm going to take my medium round brush. I'm mixing a lighter green on my plate first of all, so I'm mixing more yellow into the green to make a lighter green, and then maybe a little bit of white in there. Again, I was talking about transparency of the paint before. If you add a little bit of white, it'll make it a little more opaque. So try that, and then that way it'll go on top of the dark green a little bit better. How should it work satisfactorily? Excellent. You know it all, Cateroo, and Hokey Mama too. Which looks like a fern tree, not a palm tree. What would a fern tree look like when compared to a palm? Maybe a little wider? Maybe you need to make the tips a little bit more, Charlene? That would be my guess. Okay, so I've made my lighter green. So again, to repeat, that was more yellow and some white into the original green. It makes a nice bright kind of lime green. And then what I do is instead of doing the whole palm again, I kind of just do small flicking motions all along the palm, so it makes it look like it's kind of highlighted. So here's an example. I have this palm leaf here. I'm gonna take the tip of the brush, flick, 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 flick. Like even the first little bit, I'm not doing a full line. I'm kind of flicking the line that does the that marks the base of the palm. And then I'm gonna flick down a couple times, down, down, down. So I'm leaving some spaces, flicking over to the left, 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 and then I'm leaving it alone. So what I've done is I've just highlighted certain points. You can still see the darkness behind, but it has a nice highlight on top. It brightens up the whole tree. I'm just doing that all the way around. So flick down, down, down to the point. Flick out and down on the bottom edge, up on the top edge, leave it alone. And I'm also not using a whole lot of paint on the brush. That helps me get these kind of softer brush strokes as well. So just very lightly on the tip of the brush, flick, 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 flick. There we are. All the teachers always freaking out like it was their fault. Our report cards came out Friday. It's Wednesday and they still haven't started them. Yeah, I got called multiple names in my report card and I was like, this wasn't for me. Most of the time the parents I need to know things I've already contacted. Right. The parent will just say I didn't like math as a kid either, so I can't help them. I'm like, maybe they should not miss 20-some days of school. Yo, tell them as it is. Yup. Wow. Way to have no faith, too. Wow. I wasn't good, so they won't be either. Ooh. Flick, 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 flick. Very softly, too. I'm just very softly grazing. Ferns have their reproductive stuff under their leaves. I think I remember from grade 8 science. Wow, wow, wow. Smarty pants. But do they look different, Glorby? Like, how do they look compared? If you remember. Like, that's some fancy, like, knowledge, but how do they look, though? Misfit, welcome in. Hi from Montana. Hello, how's it going? Okay, flicking up to this one here. Flick, 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 flick. I've had a lot of change in our classes. I've had 20 plus change in my class the past 3 months. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, different situation too. Lots of changes where you are. Yes, November. Fan brush works great. That's why I said at the start, I should have even mentioned the fan brush actually. At the start I was like, some of you might know different techniques. I know many who love the fan brush for palm trees. So yeah, if you've learned to use the fan brush, if you have a fan brush, go for it. I technically own a fan brush and I've used it before, but for tutorials I try and keep it to the exact same supplies every time, so I wouldn't want to, you know, jump a fan brush on and be like, today I'm using a different brush, haha. But yeah, if you guys have them at home, I've heard they work fantastic for palm trees, so feel free to try it out. I think they're just kind of softer edges. They allow you to do all these little brush stroke motions a little easier. Yeah. Very close to palm trees, but are technically separate. Okay, depends on the type of fern. Little leaf limbs may be further apart. Oh, interesting. Bigger ferns are like called palm ferns. Huh, alright. So you're close then, Charlene, you're close. Mm-hmm. Not miss it. Lucky second birds, report cards. Mm-hmm. Of course, ferns are not capable of being a tree anyways. They're much, much older type of plant. Right. Same yummy herbivore dinos ate. Man, we're all about the dinosaurs today. It's just a dinosaur painting now. Welcome in. We're not going to the beach. We're going all the way back to dinosaur times. Okay. That's mine. And I mean, if you want it to be very detailed, I may have added like a tiny bit of an even lighter highlight on here. You can kind of see how maybe there's a super pale green on top. So just if you want to see that, maybe I'll show you. That may have happened naturally as you were adding. Like maybe you added a little bit of a lighter green right on top. But if not, I can show you what that looks like. So like even less, just doing a couple quick little strokes. I need more paint, hold on. Let me demonstrate doesn't demonstrate properly, hold on. Okay, so yeah, just taking the tip and just 1 or 2 or 3 each time, and then that way you get an even lighter highlight on top. But barely, I do barely any with this one. Small little addition, adds a nice highlight on top. Flick, 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 flick. So optional if you want to go even one more layer like that. But I think the 2 look great. This is just a little extra that you can kind of see in my original there. Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. So I'll give you an extra minute in case anybody's adding. And then we pretty much just got the seagull and the sign to go. So I'll zoom you in on that in a minute, and then we can do that all together. We had emergency childcare in the morning, so kids can... Right. Almost feels like a shortcut. The fan brush? Mm-hmm. I've heard great things. I've never tried it on a palm tree, though, actually. I've used it for other things November, but I haven't tried it on a palm tree yet. It's because I'm always doing the tutorials when I do palm trees, and I'm like, stick to the medium round. Face-to-face teaching, spending a week and babysit. Oh, Charlene, you're close to the palm leaf. I was just talking to people about the fern leaf versus the palm leaf, and I said you're close if you have fern leaves, because they all think they look pretty similar. I think someone said maybe a little more space in between them for a fern leaf, so if you want to make it look more palm, maybe just a little more closing in, you know? Make it a little wider. And that's what I guessed. I said I think to make it a little wider at the start and thinner at the end, and then that way it looks a little more shapely. Oh, Doe, you're done? No worries. Domald, thanks for coming in. Have a great evening and weekend as well. Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's very different for you, Glorby, for sure. So you do hybrid too, Kate. I didn't realize that. Your palm tree needs a haircut. Just a little trim. Oh, it's funny. Like everywhere in certain places, because sometimes, Kate, if I think there's one or two that need a haircut, I'll actually extend all of them to match. Even though it means everything gets bigger, at least it makes it look a little more even. If you think one or two are like hanging out too much, but otherwise, that's funny. Just a little overgrown. Yeah, no worries, Charlene. Yeah, you got the littles. You got the littles. All right, everybody. Yeah, we're 10 minutes to 10, so let's zoom in and at least get this started here. Can take our time. All right, there's our little friend. Hi, guys. So yes, as Hipster in the chat pointed out, he didn't realize until now, but I'll show you. The whole joke is I made this little seagull here. I thought it was so funny. And he's on a little post that says, "No seagulls allowed." First of all, as if this sign would ever exist, because seagulls can't read signs, you know? But anyway, he's just a little rebel and he's chilling on the post. He's like, I want to be here, so I'm going to be here. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to make the sign itself first, and then we're going to work on the seagull and kind of replicate him on top of the sign, because it's pretty much the exact same design, and then we just put a little cross through it, like, no. So yeah, let's make the sign first. So for the sign, I used the beige color, similar to the sand, except I lightened it with a little more white, just so it doesn't blend right into the sand. So again, even if you have a tiny bit of beige that's still just a little bit wet, you can mix a pile of white in there. You can even mix a little water on top, and that'll help kind of bring it back to life, and you can make a nice kind of very, very light beige. You can make it really any color you like. I'd avoid white because the seagull is white, but otherwise any other is fine. I guess gray would not be a good idea, red would not be a good idea, but otherwise, otherwise any color. Very, very soft beige. That's what I did, now it's gone crazy, I see. If you really want, you could let it dry. You could use the peaches and reds to help like chop them up a bit. Once everything's dry, just use it and kind of flick inwards, and that'll actually give it a haircut. All right, so for the sign, again, another parallelogram. Ooh, fancy. This time the tops are angled, so we're gonna angle kind of going up to the right across the post here. I left a little bit of a gap on the top. And the edges are going straight up and down. Seagull and me will not be friends. If you don't want to try it, that's totally fine. I think you should, though. I think you can do it, Charlene. So whatever you think, though. If you're really happy with your painting, you're like, maybe I'll try Seagull a different time, that's okay. I won't pressure you either way, but I think you can do it. So again, the two angled lines on top, bottom, and then the sides are straight. No seagulls in Hong Kong. What color are we doing? We're doing a very light beige, Charlene. So this was the beige that we used for the sand, and I just added a little bit of white to it, and you can see it turns into kind of like a creamy beige color, just a very light version of what we had. I would have used beige, but it's going to be hidden amongst the sand if we use the same one, so that's why I lightened it with a little bit of white. Seagulls totally don't give a, He's like, the sign is no authority over me. Yeah, it's a great energy to have. I do what I want. I mean, follow the rules and stuff, but Seagull just said not today. Alright, so we have our sign. Maybe I'll zoom you in because we want to get the shape of the seagull as well. Now that we have perspective, we can kind of see size-wise. See, that was a little blip there. Whoopsie. It happens. Man, I made this painting so long ago. I'm just having memories of creating it. It's like, wow, it just sat around for so long. Alright, so I'm going to pull some white paint now. And I'm going to use my teeny tiny round brush, small round brush. So plain white paint on the small round brush. There it is. I'm going to do the body of the seagull first, and then I'll do everything else. So the seagull, maybe I'll start at the bottom here. I'm just going to start right above the post. So I want to leave a little bit of a gap above the post. I'm going to move over to the left and give him a nice pointy tail. So just kind of comes down to the left for a little point on his tail. I'll show you with my mouse here, right around here. Hi, Erin. It's been a while. Astro, yes, hello. Welcome in. How's it going? I'm just almost done a tutorial, actually. I'm teaching people how to paint a beach scene step by step, so feel free to hang out. You can watch along, ask questions, chat with the chat. Lots of people here tonight, so you can have a nice chat with everybody. How was your break, though? Okay, so I've got the little tip of the tail. Now what I'm doing is I'm curving kind of up to the right. So I'm doing the top part here, kind of the back and the wing of the seagull. I don't know if I've been here since I changed my name to Liv 101. I recognize the name. Like, I recognize the Astro name. Liv for sure I recognize. So probably at least once. When did you change it? Because I don't think I've seen you since the new year, but for some reason I did recognize Astro. Either way, welcome back. We know ya. Either way. How was your break, though? So again, I've curved up and then kind of flattened out to the right a little bit. Once I've reached about the right-hand side of the post, so if you were to bring the right-hand side of the post up, 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 we're going to start to make the neck. So I'm going to curve up pretty quickly, so it just curves up. I make kind of a circle shape for the head, so I kind of end up coming back out a little bit, around, back in. So it's like a head on top of the smaller neck. What's it missing, Glorby? Tell me. Maybe I'll add it right at the end once I do everything else. You can fill in as you go, by the way. I just have a habit of doing that sometimes to kind of see the whole shape together. So like, for example, I'm filling in the head just to see like the size of it, how it's looking. You can either save it for the end or do that as you go. It was good. How are you doing? I'm glad it was good. I'm good as well. I had a good break for my holiday, a good like 2-week-ish break. And I'm back to full-time streaming as of this week. So yeah, it's good. Okay, the rest of the seagull I'm just going to curve in a little bit just to kind of keep the neck a little bit thinner. But then I'm going to curve back out for the belly. And then swing into where I started. Ooh, he's a little chonky. Just gonna bring that down a little bit more. There we go, that curves a little bit better. Yeah, mine is well fed. I made his stomach a little bit wide compared to this guy, but that's okay. He's a little more well fed. He had some extra fries at the beach. And I'm just filling that in with white paint now. Just kind of evenly spreading it across. Oops. If you lick your finger and wipe the paint away, it'll go away. If you ever want to do that. If the paint's still wet, you can kind of do that with a wet paper towel as well if you don't want to lick your finger and do that, but I've just gotten used to doing that. Anyway, the Hoff in a red Speedo. Whoa, that's a tall order. Do we really need him? Remember when him eating a hamburger was a whole meme? That was so long ago. I have a couple streams going at the same time, but did I hear Erin say long? No, I did not. Absolutely not. That's a swear, and I wouldn't have said that. Thank you so much. Alright, I'm gonna leave him be. I'm gonna do the same thing down here now, just in a smaller format. Just floating anywhere in the middle. So here's the little tip of the tail. Here's the kind of back end / wing area. Here's the head and the neck, and we swing down and in again. Just a smaller version of what we did. My white is pretty transparent. You can kind of see through it as I go here. I try my best to show you the shape of the seagull. It might mix a little bit with my beige here because it's so transparent and the beige is a little wet, but you can see him there. Same as above. My nails are pretty now. Ooh, did you like the glass nail file? And what brand of nail polish did you get? You said it was like a nice pink color? Curious what brand you're using. Let's talk brands. Quality brands. Chisel pecs. No. That's why I was surprised. Yep, you won't hear that here, hipster. That would be such a slip if I did. But at the same time, like, I don't swear usually. It would be a slip as in, like, I would be reading someone's statement, but usually I skip all of those words. That's why there's only one Seagull. Don't they come with their friends and family? Probably no hot fries around. Purple, it's true. You want to add more? We can add more. I'll get this guy done first. I could even add some in the sky, like, further away. That would be a fun little addition. I'll give it a quick minute if you're still doing the white, and then we're going to put in the gray on top, some yellow. Nadine, hello! Nice to see you! How's it going? Happy New Year! I don't think I've seen you this week yet, so Happy New Year if I haven't said it already, and I hope your break was good. OPI. Beautiful. You've been a fan of OPI recently, yeah? Yeah, they're like a couple bucks more. They're not that much more expensive, but I've never made that jump. My mom has some OPI. Good quality stuff. I love glass nail files. They're so good for nails. Yes. They changed my life. I've had one for like 2 years. Never had to replace it. Probably never will. Just feels so much better too. It doesn't feel like it's ripping at your nails. It's not as textured and like it's just soft and nice. I feel like we've mentioned glass nail files a few times already. Which is fine by me. Where's my black paint? There it is. Happy New Year Tutu. Yay! The way it applies. Yeah. It's nice and consistent color to color too. I like my Essie, but the one thing is that it's inconsistent from color to color. Some of the colors are fantastic in the way it applies, and then sometimes it's garbage. But I learned my colors. I look up reviews beforehand. Caro, you're very welcome. My daughters and I loved it. 11 and 6 years old. First time hearing me enjoy it. Yay! Maybe you skipped the seagulls. Maybe they jumped ahead and did them. Either way, I'm so glad you all had fun, Caro. Thank you so much for coming in. I'll be letting you know how to post photos in the next couple minutes if you want to hang out, but if it's time to go, that's totally fine too. Hope to see you another time. Put metallic paint polish on the nails too. Ooh. But yeah, what brand is that? Put on the sign. You could put like no swimming. You could put like a shark sign, like be careful of sharks. Things like that. Okay, so what I'm doing, everyone, now is I'm grabbing gray. Gray is made by mixing black and white together. Again, on that teeny tiny brush. And I'm just going to put the wing detail on, so I'm literally scraping the gray or brushing the gray on top of the white. Just kind of focusing near that top edge of the seagull, kind of the top back area. Curving it down with the shape of the seagull. It doesn't need to be a solid application. You can see maybe there's some white showing through just to kind of show the feathers showing through a little bit. I don't go all the way down to the belly. I kind of cut halfway through. I'm just kind of curving in and then through the tail. We'll add some black details in a minute. For now, I'm just doing some gray. Get that nice signature gray wing. Same thing down here. Cute. What's your favorite juice? Me? I like... Welch's grape juice is a big one. I don't ever buy it. I don't really ever buy juice, Elvin, but Welch's grape juice is so good. Orange juice is classic. Yeah, I usually drink like cold teas now instead of juice, Elvin. I'll like get the David's Tea cold teas. And like make that as my juice, my sweet drink. It actually seals down your nails so they won't split. Yeah. Oh, the glass nail files? Excuse me? Really? No way. They're just the best. Other than a seagull. Yeah. So like a no shark sign, no swimming sign. You could put like beaches this way, like an arrow type thing. Yeah. Yes, we skipped the seagull. No worries, Caro. I figured some people would. But I'm glad they all had fun. Again, how old? You said 11 and 6. Oh man, if you're willing to post photos, like even of just the artwork, I'd love to see them. I'll tell you how to do that in a second. Otherwise, very quickly, it's just by going to Facebook and posting in the event page. But I love seeing all different age groups painting, so if you'd like to share, I'd love to see. But again, thanks for coming. I don't know if you have to go because it is a little later, so no worries if you have to go. How many shades of gray are you making? Not 50. I've grabbed black paint now, everybody. Just adding a few black details. So at the tail, we just want to stroke in a little bit of black here. I put maybe a tiny bit of black within the wing, kind of like on the edges, just to get a little bit of different feathers going. And then, of course, we have a little eyeball. Should have left the black for last. I see some black on the beak. We'll just add that very, very last. Same thing down here, a little bit on the tail. A little bit in the wing. And a little eyeball. Hee. All I need is bleach and paint. Tell me how you make white paint. Bleach and paint. Really? I don't know about that. Thank you, Erin. Made my day. I can actually feel my progress. November! No way! I'm so glad. Did you finish the whole thing? You got the seagull done and everything? There's so many seagulls on screen, right? They're gonna take your fries. Hide them. Yes, because the friction. That's why they're glass ones. Oh, really? I just always thought they felt better, honestly, Kate. And I thought it was the longevity of it that was the big plus. Because, like, you don't need to replace them, really. Huh. Man, that's so great. Okay, so now what I'm doing, we have technically 2 colors left. We've got to do, well, 3. We've got to do yellow, go back to black to split the beak if you want to split it in half, and then red for the little cross-out sign. So yellow, once again, is usually a transparent color. So mix your yellow with your white, and that'll create more of a opaque yellow. The yellow only goes in a couple spots, of course. We just have our little seagull feet, seagull legs. Those are very straightforward. I just did like 2 little vertical lines, 2 little tick marks, and then did 2 little lines coming out. Like, I'm not worried about like the little web feet or anything. It just looks like little yellow boots. It's like he's wearing little yellow rain boots. He's very cute. And then, of course, a beak, a nice kind of long, pointy beak coming out from the inside of the head, coming out like that. And then I'm mimicking on the bottom. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1. Capri Sun. Classic. What about no trespassing? That's a good one too. Yeah, Charlene. You could do like a person, just like a stick figure, and then a no through it, like the red cross, you know? Or write no trespassing, that works too. Beach closed, something like that. Yuppers, but did my cross-out sign black. Oh, that's good. It would be maybe a little more bold that way. Cool, cool. Are you gonna post it somewhere in November? I'm a better painter and I've only ever watched these tutorials, never participated. Sick. I've never painted, but I know I'm better. I like that. That's how I felt when I was watching Bob Hipster. Like, for a year I watched him and I never painted ever, and I was just like, but I feel like I can paint now. I can tell myself I can, which is really important, honestly. It's confidence. It's the confidence and then practice after, but like, confidence is key just to start too. Okay, so I was yapping earlier, but we have to go back to black just to split up the beak. If you want to do a little black line in the beak, nice and fancy, you can do that so you can see the split. That's just by using a tiny bit of black. I wiped the brush on the edge of my plate to really line up all the bristles. They're all like lined up nice and close together. And then that way I have a thin line for my little beak split. Otherwise you don't really need to split it. It's probably fine just as a yellow line. And then, last but not least, maybe you want to keep the sign, by the way. Maybe you want to keep it saying seagulls are allowed, or like, warning, seagulls live here. But my whole joke was like, no seagulls allowed, and this guy's just saying, I'm gonna do what I want. So, very simple. I'm just gonna take my red paint, doing a circle, going through all of our hard work. More of an oval. Good job, Erin. To fix that, you can kind of thicken it up. Leanne, thank you very much for the follow and welcome in. to fix that, I'm just going to widen out like the outside of the left and inside of the right, and that'll help make it a little more circular. Nice thick red circle. And you know what? It does look more oval because it's tilted. I just want to show you that I can kind of do a circle, but it looks more oval because it's to the side anyway. And then I'm doing a little cross through it, of course. Just one diagonal line. Sorry, Seagull. But not sorry because you're doing what you want anyway, so good for you. Cute! And there, oop, without my camera falling all the way down. Ugh. This is what I'm currently raising money for, everybody, is a C-stand for my camera, because right now it is attached to a lamp. And this is a problem where I try and adjust it and it keeps sliding down the lamp. Anyway, that's next donation goal. And that's it! That's the painting! Yay! There we go! Well, I know I'm going to be an expert painter. I will be. The second I try it. 10 out of 10. Would watch again. You're welcome, Grandma. You're welcome. Hello, my top seagull looks like a duck. Quack, quack. What makes him duck-like? I wonder. I wonder what he's, what difference is between the bottom and top, that the top looks more duck-like. Interesting. I'm just going to zoom this out all the way now. We can see that all together. Cool. Alrighty. So, that concludes the tutorial. Long neck. Ah, okay, okay. Well, to fix a long neck, you could just make the head a little bit bigger. He'd be a little, like, bigger headed, but that's okay. You could, like, just extend that down a little bit so it reduces the neck size. That would be my idea. Or, like, fatten up this area here and bring it up more. Make him like my guy. He's a little more well-fed and just bring it right up. Awesome, some misfit. Yay! Sign it. Right! Oh my gosh, how could I forget? I had such a good streak of signing it, rather. Cool, yeah, when you're all done, last and most important step, which I can't forget, signing the painting. I'm gonna do a little Erin bun in the bottom. E-B, bing. Yeah, sign it. Thank you, hipster. It's a good way to kind of say, like, I'm done the painting, proud of it, finished it. I don't need to worry about it anymore, because sometimes you'll just keep staring at the painting, you'll keep playing with it and then doing things you don't want to do. So just sign it, say you're done, you know? Be good with it. You're welcome, Jay Colwell. I'm glad you had a good time. I'll try, but I may have to just leave it for a history of messing. Yeah, no worries. Learning for next time. Or just make it a duck. That could be your joke, Koki Mama. It could be like the duck is on top of the sign that says no seagulls. He's like, I'm not a seagull. Or like, yeah, he's just, he's following the rules, right? Rather than being the seagull breaking the rules. He's your duck. All right, so yeah, just to kind of wrap up things, I'm still here to answer questions, to hang out as long as you guys want to keep chatting, but just to kind of show you a couple things first. First of all, I know a lot of people ask about where to post photos, and I now have a little blurb about that because we talk about it all the time. First of all, yeah, I'd love to see photos. We always love seeing photos of your finished work. It's just cool to see everybody's collective designs because they're always all very similar, but all a little bit different. They're always like unique to you, so it's cool to see them all collected. So in the chat there, you can see a bunch of links. I would say Facebook is the most popular option. I'm just going to unlock the Facebook event page for you right now, and then you can click that link to find the corresponding event. And post whenever you like. It doesn't have to be right this second. It can be whenever you finish your painting if you're taking an extra couple minutes or another day or whatnot. So no rush at all. I'm just gonna unlock it for everybody. There we go. All right, updated. So yeah, discussion section of the event page. That works perfectly. Otherwise, yeah, Discord is an option in the ArtShare channel, Instagram, Twitter if you hashtag erinbunpaints, or tag me at erinbunpaints. Either one works. I will see you that way. Next tutorial, in case anyone's interested, we are doing a phoenix. A phoenix was a highly requested topic choice. I'll just put it up here actually so you can see. And I whipped this together earlier this week on stream, so I'll teach you this one step by step next Friday, 8 p.m. EST, so same spot, same time, same day of the week, just next Friday. But yeah. This will be a fun one. I think this one's cool. It's very customizable. Obviously the Phoenix is more so like fiery like mine, but I was talking to other people recently about like you could do icy blues and greens and stuff in there. It would look super, super cool. So I'll teach you that one on Friday. Thank you, Doe. Those are all my links in case anyone wants to check out any of my social medias. I'm pretty much erinbunpaints on like all of them. But yeah, even YouTube is a good spot to go. You can see all my past tutorials there, and you'll see this one up within the week. Running out of breath. If you're looking to support me today, you can see over here I have some information about tips, for example. Again, tips are never expected. They're just always appreciated, so thank you for those who continue to do that. I'll throw that in the chat as well. Tips, there we go. There's lots of tip options, like in terms of I have PayPal. For Canadians, there's Interac e-transfer, which is usually free bank to bank. And then the Streamlabs link actually allows you to use a credit card, and it allows your tip to pop up on stream. So you can like tip an amount of money and then say something, and there will be a voice that says it all out. It'll be like, thank you, Erin, I love painting, or whatever, and it'll say it out. So it's kind of neat. You can look at subscribing. Subscribing also supports me as well. If you have Amazon Prime, you can actually subscribe for free to me, so free to you, but it helps me financially monthly. So please check that out if you have Amazon Prime. That's a free way to support me, quite literally by giving me income though, so it's amazing. And then you can subscribe at a cost if you're willing to do that. Again, not expected, appreciated. All the information is right there. And yeah, otherwise just all those social medias that Mystic Doe linked are great because I'll have all my schedules up there and you can keep track of what I'm up to. And if you want to tune in for like other Twitch streams, you can do that if you want to see what I'm doing throughout the week as well. Usually I do tutorials once to twice a week. But yeah, I'm on Twitch 4 to 5 times a week. Yeah, and as early as tomorrow, I'll be on tomorrow actually, splitting the volcano plate. So one more plug for that. If you want to see the 5-year-old volcano plate hopefully get split. I say hopefully because I honestly don't know if my tools will work, but I have 3 different saws to try out. Coping saw, hacksaw, handsaw. We're gonna see if we can split this thing in half and see what's inside it. That'll be at 12 noon EST tomorrow. I'm nervous, but I think it'll be fine. It's a pretty solid, yeah, it's pretty, I think it'll be okay. We'll get it. We'll peek inside somehow. But yeah, I'll be live on Twitch by 11. The cutting starts around 12, if you're interested. And then I'll be on a bunch before next tutorial, so yeah. As I said earlier, you can follow me and then that way you are notified when I go online, or you can just check my schedules and pop in whenever you want. That's the good spiel right there, so I'll catch up on comments now. If you have any questions, just stick them in the chat and I will get to them right now for you.